Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI for your information. I am Joretta Finance joining you this wonderful Wednesday morning. Guys, it is Wednesday, the 7th of September, 2022, and we are midway in the week, midway in the week. It's September. It's going by quickly. We're already at the 7th, so you got to pick up the pace. Just now it's going to be year end. Before you know it, you're going to be at year end, people. So make sure that you get your to-do list in order and all of those things. So good morning to you wonderful folks that's joining us so early. Good morning to all. Special good morning to all the folks that came through and were waiting on us to be on air this morning. FYI family, you are always the best. You are the greatest. You have been growing. You have been getting more disciplined. And this morning, I'm going to ask that you're a little more disciplined and make sure that you share the live. Make sure that you get those shares up. Make sure that you get the emojis, comment, let persons understand what you're feeling towards everything that is going on, whatever it is that we're discussing. Let your emotions show through those emojis. That's the whole point of having them, right? So good morning to you, Beatrice. How are you doing this morning? I hope all is well at your end. I saw Sheila Boychild a little bit earlier there. And to the folks just joining us, we just went through to some other pages and so forth. Good morning, guys. To all of you that's now joining us, good morning to you. I hope you had a great night. And welcome to FYI. Guys, do your part and share. I see Magnell Barra there in the comment section earlier this morning. Good morning to you, Magnell. What's going on at your end? I see Dawn Baines. Hey, Dawn. Good morning, Dawn. Guys, let me know where you're joining from this morning. Let me know what's the weather like. And let me know how is your morning generally. I want to know, how are you guys? This is a family matter. This morning we have family meeting every single morning at 8 o'clock, FYI family. I see Chris Kippen says, good morning, MP Jurasa. Good morning to you, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and joining in the conversation. Thank you so much for your comment, your share, your like, everything that you come and you contribute here. Roxanne Garway, Bartik people coming through. Good morning to you, Roxanne, and say hi to your family. Make sure that everything is going great and crisp at your end. I hope so. Keith Dowland says good morning out of Barbados. Hey, good morning to you, Keith. I hope all is well over there in Barbados this morning. And I see Sharon Eastman watching from Brooklyn this morning. Good morning to you, Sharon. I hope all is well. What's the weather like in Brooklyn this morning? I know you guys had a long weekend and you were back out yesterday. For those of you then that had the day off on Monday, I know you were back out yesterday. So your week is going to be a short week. So good going for you. I hope I have a short week coming up sometime soon. I see Magna Nelson there in the comment section saying good morning, Joretta, sending greetings from Far Rockaway, Queens. Oh, goodness. She says congratulations to you and your daughter. Oh, thank you so much. The little things matter, and this has been quite an experience for me to have a child come all the way through the secondary school level and now off to the tertiary level. So it's going to be quite a challenge moving forward, but we're up for it and we're going to be doing our best. And I'll keep you posted. This is a family matter now. I see Marlon Thomas there. Good morning to you, Marlon. Sheila Boychild said Queens overcast. Oh, well, not too bad weather there for you, Sheila Boychild. I hope you're enjoying that weather. I see Suzanne in the comment section. Emily says joining from Virginia. I see Simone Cooper. It's cool in London. So good afternoon to all the folks in London. I know you're joining us in the afternoon whilst we're here this morning still. Facebook user in the house. Facebook user, drop a name in the comment section, please. I don't like calling you Facebook user. I want to refer to you by name. So drop your name. I see Jane Ogle there. Says an awesome day to you and the entire FYI team. Thank you so much, Jane. Same to you and your family. Make sure that all is well at your end. I see Riri Mingo there, also in the comment section. I see I'm seeing folks coming in from Toronto. Don't think I'm missing you guys. Good morning to you. Yes, thank you so much, Roxanne, and everybody else. And congratulations to your daughter. Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot to have the support coming from you guys. I see it's raining in Brooklyn. Okay. Brooklyn different this morning. Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx. Hey, Edward, good morning. How's your morning, Edward? Come on, tell us something else this morning. Share the live stream. Listen, yesterday when I got off this program, the shares was looking thin. I'm not gonna lie. The shares was looking in. So make sure that you do better today. Make sure that you set a higher bar today than you did yesterday. I see Carl Fordyce in the comment section. Good morning to you, Carl. Thank you so much. Is it Jim Moore? I hope I got that right. Jim Moore Marcus. I hope I got it right. If I didn't, my apologies, sir. But good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Wilton Blue. Hey, Wilton. How are you doing? Wilton said, please send birthday greetings to my wife. You know, today it's her birthday. So good morning and happy birthday to Wilton's wife there. Wilton, thank you so much for sharing this milestone with us, FYI family, this morning. Thank you so much for doing that. So happy birthday to your wife. I hope she's having a blast, and may she have a very productive year ahead. I wish you all the best. Make sure that you do your part and make sure that her day is splendid. We don't do do-overs on board. I know us women, we're different. Good morning to you, Mala Pandey. Hey, Mala says, good morning, watching from GCOM Church Street. Mala watching from GCOM Church. Mala, the comment a little different. Let me read it over. Good morning, watching from GCOM Church Street. Mala, you're that far? GCOM Church Street. Careful over there, Mal. Careful over there. Elizabeth Gaskus says, good morning, Jarrett. Watching from the west side. Good morning to all the folks that's watching from the west side this morning. And it says, Saif Ali, good morning to you. Hope I got that name right. My pronunciations on some names sometimes fall short. Guys, don't kill me there in the comment section. I see Alicia Hussein is here this morning, says greetings from Diamond. All the folks joining from Diamond, good morning to you all. Diamond, I was in Diamond recently. Some of those inner streets need some serious work. Come on, we gotta do better by you folks there. I see Ronald Cox, Honorable Ronald Cox, Member of Parliament, says good morning to everyone here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. MP Ronald Cox joining us all the way from region number 1. It's always a pleasure to have you folks join us. How's the internet service there, Ronald? Let me know in the comment section. Oh, Mala says I work in at GCOM. Oh, Mala, yes, I forgot. I knew this. Mala's working at GCOM, so Mala joining us from GCOM. Marla, I hope you got on an earpiece, don't disturb those people this morning. Good morning, Kenneth Dennis says, well, Kenneth Dennis is in London, so good afternoon to you, Kenneth. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, Rowena, you know where Rowena comes through. Rowena Williams comes from Linden. The Linden, Sheriff's Borntown, as you always say. So Rowena, they got a special bond. When he comes on, that's different between you two. The Linden people coming through. Bartka was here before you, don't worry. Isaac Keith Dowling says space and power there. Good morning to you, Keith. Keith, what's going on at your end? Let me know how are things at your end also. I see Belle West is in the house, and I have to say a very special good morning to Julia Sarah there. Is it Julia Sarah? Is it I missed that, Yipsam? I hope I got that surname right also. But joining us from Bell West, good morning to all you folks who's joining from there. Thank you so much for being here this morning to join in the conversation. Antigua Barbuda in the house. I see Paula Alfred. Hey, Paula, good morning. I'm glad to have you here with us this morning also. As Sherrod always say, you guys coming through, give us the opportunity to say that this is an international program. You join from every nook and corner of this planet. I see, is it Donald Pip? Good morning to you, Donald. What is going on? I hope all is well at your end. I'm missing that lengthy comment. I'm going to go back to it after the program. Hopefully I'm not missing anything important. Fitzherbert Jarrett, good morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing? I didn't notice you yesterday. I'm going to be rowing this morning for folks that I didn't see yesterday. I see iCandy P. iCandy Lisa P. is joining us this morning. Says, good morning, beautiful Jereza. It is bright and sunny in Barbados. Sending you blessings for a fantastic day. Thank you so much. Well, look, story. iCandy Lisa P has up a photo. I gotta make sure I'm aware of this. Finally, lovely to have you this morning, iCandy Lisa P. Doc Da Silva is joining us this morning. Doc Da Silva. When we see Doc in front of people's name now, we got to be skeptical with all that's going on. Fake doctors all over. I hope it's not. I hope you're being real with us this morning, Doc. I see Sharon Alphonse. Hey Sharon, what's going on? I'm not sure. Alicia who sends us good morning to all the beautiful people. Alicia being very, very direct this morning. One of the beautiful people, she's saying good morning to Simone. Simone Greaves is on this morning, says, good morning, Toretta. Blessings to you and my FYI family and friends. By the way, is it Forest Hill, Queens? I hope I got that one. Forest Hill, Queens. All the folks joining us from Queens this morning, good morning to you. All the folks joining us this morning from Brooklyn, good morning to you too. And of course, all the folks that's at home here joining from throughout all the regions in Guyana. Let me know who's joining us from Region 9. I know I had a couple folks joining from Region 9 very consistently, and I want to say big shout out to you guys. Region 8 also. Yep. Good. But I know, no, Alana Tang is from 2. There we have shared in the background saying Alana Tang is from 9. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Stephen Collins, saying Long Island in the house. Good morning to all the folks who's joining from Long Island. As Sherry say, Region 11, Region 11. I hope all you guys are having a fantastic, fantastic morning. And we're going to get right into the discussion, what's going on in the morning papers. Let me get right to it. I'm not going to have you guys waiting forever for me to get there. If I miss some of you, I'm sending love and greetings and all the best wishes for a productive day to each and every one of you that I missed. Oh, Maureen Coppins Williams. I had to come back for that one. Hey, Maureen. Hope all is well. Good morning from Seattle. Maureen, their friend, Maureen traveling. Good. Guys, this morning I want to say to all the folks that's traveling, a bit of traffic advisory is there in the morning paper that I have to mention to you guys. And it says here that the railway embankment traffic, specifically to that, on Mondays to Friday between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., no traffic will be allowed on the east bank, on east of the railway embankment, rather, from the Sheriff Street roundabout to Ogle. The Guyana Police Force announced yesterday only westbound traffic is allowed during that period. So guys, just make note of that. All of you who's traveling on the railway embankment, they're saying no traffic is going to be allowed from the roundabout there on Sheriff Street to Ogle. That's on the railway. Once you are going east, only westbound traffic will be allowed there from Monday to Friday between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for that 2-hour period. Make sure that you just take note of that. Very, very important. I understand what they're doing there. They're trying to help with traffic congestion, but much needed intervention right now. So guys, just adhere to that. Make sure that you set your schedule and you route yourself very direct, not to be in that bit of traffic. And guys, I have to say that we've been talking. I feel like I'm using these words so very often, but I have to keep using the words because I keep seeing the same bit of things in the morning papers for me to report on. We've been begging people, we've been begging people to be careful out there on the roadway. We've been asking, we have been pleading with you to do everything that is necessary, exercise all the safety precautions and all of those things, because it's dangerous out there. And we don't want you guys to be involved in that. We don't want your family, your friends, your relatives, and all of that to be involved in any traffic hazard accidents on the road. We don't like it. I don't like to have to report it. Yesterday was very chaotic, I have to say. I think yesterday was one of the most chaotic on the roadways. There was so much going on, but I have to report it. It says here, very, very sad bit, 2 die in Good Hope minibus smash up, guys. And we've been saying, be careful, slow down. Please, everybody out there, make sure that you slow down. We can't continue to lose lives out here. So 2 dies, 7 injured, absolute chaos. And for those of you, I know our affiliate program did carry some of that last evening, but guys, we have to keep cautioning you to be careful. It is never worth it to go out there and speed. It's never worth it. Leave all the road rage at home and all of those things. Road rage is not acceptable. Come on, we have to do better out there as a people. The culture of lawlessness and the lawless nature of road use in this country has got to stop. We have to do way better right now with this. And it says here, and I'm just going to give you the name of those persons. It's a dead, it's 28-year-old Annalisa Haynes, also called Lisa, and also Andrew Albert of Lamaha Park, Georgetown. And Annalisa, known as Lisa, is from Buxton, East Coast. There are two persons, losing their lives like that. 38-year-old, a young woman, her whole life ahead of her. Come on, we have to do better. We have to do better as a people. It does not pay to speed. We have to be cautious. We have to make sure that we practice every safety mechanism on the road. With these things, it's bothering me at the next level right about now, especially when I travel on the roadway and I see people going out there and doing the most reckless things. It's absolutely chaotic. When it comes to the just lawlessness on the roadways, there are demarcations on the road right about now when it comes to the bicycle lane. I can assure you that the buses are not only driving in the bicycle lane, but they are blowing on the cyclists for them to get out of the way in the lane. It's absolutely chaotic. We have to do better as a people. And I always say, unless policy measures are put in place that is going to put a strain on person's pocket for breaking those laws and make sure that the implementation of it is in order, we're not going to see anything better. In the US, it's better. In more developed countries, it's better because if you jump the traffic light, you get a ticket in the mail. If you break traffic rules, you get tickets in the mail. So people do it differently there because they know it's going to hurt their pockets, and we have to move in that direction. We can't continue to be losing lives. And guys, I did mention yesterday we did speak about the fact that we had a missing quarantine man that was suspected to have died by a lightning strike. And we're seeing this morning being reported in the newspaper that the body found of quarantine man believed struck by lightning. And this is a very sad situation altogether here. It's very, very sad. But I have to tell you, the deceased, his name is Hemnerine, also known as Raven, 28 years old there, of Firish village in the quarantine there. Very, very sad situation there. And we say our condolences, we give our sympathy, condolences to his family and close friends. This is a very sad situation, 28-year-old. Very, very sad. And let me just say, when it comes to this particular matter, it did bring back a lot of memories to me, because being from region number 7, there was quite a lot of times in which there was reports of lightning striking boats and so forth, and actually splitting boats and killing persons there. So when I did read the story prior, even before the body was found, it did give me some chills and some memory there. But it's a very sad situation there. All right. So yesterday, guys, guess what? Yesterday we were speaking about the fact that two persons that committed crimes, one 5 years ago and the next 10 years ago, actually went and they changed they were changing their plea from not guilty to guilty. And today I'm noticing in the newspaper something must be going on in the court that I don't know about, but that's not my field. So I try not to give a lot of details on that. I just report as what I'm seeing in the media. But I'm seeing man changes mind and admits guilt in killing of Simone Hackett now. So we're seeing quite a number of these over the last few days, and I have to say that it shows that something is happening in the court system, whether or not we're moving forward to get that backlog cleared up or whatever is being done. But we are seeing a lot of admission of guilt now coming through. Said days after his friend and co-conspirator admitted his part in the 2016 killing of Simone Hackett, Hamilton on Monday confirmed their joint role in the slaying of the mother of his son, whom he stabbed at least a dozen times. This is a 2016 crime. This particular matter, I did remember speaking about it at a public forum back in 2016, because we were dealing a lot with what is going on with domestic violence, gender-based violence, and all of those things. And we see it right about now. We have been having so many cases of that. But I think that it is in some direction. I guess if I can put it over like that, we're moving in some direction to actually have these matters solved, because Simone Hackett was murdered, and her family deserved justice to be served on her behalf. So quite a number of years after, once again, and we are happy to see that some bit of action is being taken at the level of the court, and that is moving forward. Guys, so continue to share the stream. I'm going to take a break right about now and be in the comment section because I see Marine and everybody else. Okay, I see Marine is saying, I have a question. Shard conducted an interview with a family whose son had died a few months after being knocked down by a vehicle driven by a police. It was a very sad case because the driver was very uncaring. I think I saw the driver was the same who was driving the minibus yesterday. Well, I don't know. I can't confirm that at all because I'll have to definitely be checking on that. I am not sure about that, so I definitely can't say that. I see you there, Edward Brooms, and everyone else is joining us right now. Make sure that you share the stream as we continue the conversation this morning. Make sure that you do your part. There's Stacey and Stull and all you other wonderful folks joining. I see Chiselle Chipper also there this morning. Jewel Ward, everyone there, make sure that you share. We have quite a bit to discuss. And as we prepared for my co-host to come on and join us this morning, make sure that you share. Let me know in the comment section once you have shared, so that we can move on with the discussion. Let us get to that. Come on, guys. Let's do our part. Share the stream. All right, so we're looking at some. This morning is very sad news in the media. Let me just start by saying that there's so many sad bits and pieces to report on this morning. It said, okay, there we have it. Yarracabra burnt remains believed to be of Parfait Harmony Man. It says body appeared to have been chopped and stuffed into suitcase. And I have a difficulty in even speaking about these matters. It's absolutely crazy. You know, it's as crazy as we can think about it. Guys, as it is in here, Starbuck News was told that there appear to be chop wounds to the skull and other body parts of the body, and then it was stuffed into the suitcase and burnt. DNA testing may now have to be pursued to confirm the remains of Melville, and that is Mark Melville. That is the person that the body is believed to be. So that level of brutishness, that level of it is just chilling to think that individuals could perform such dastardly acts. It's absolutely crazy. But we're going to be looking for the other bits of reporting that's coming out of this to confirm that indeed it is Mark Melville there and it is his body, so that some bit of answers could be given to his relatives. But this is absolutely crazy. Guys, we're going to prepare for my co-host to be joining us right now. Share the live stream. I see you there. Marling Thomas says share. Yeah, Marine, it's absolutely crazy. Marine, I understand that comment so clearly right about now. It's crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
What's it called?
Audio still there, video gone, I'm not sure. Let me know, guys. Are you still seeing us? If you're seeing us, let me know. My video is great at this end. I'm seeing Chiselle Chipper saying that the video gone. Let me know if anybody else is having difficulty with the video. Glenford Gordon, are you seeing us clearly? Technical team, please come in there on the live. We're clear on our end. I think you have to check your system there, sir. Something went wrong with your system. Yes, Glenn, first says good morning, Sheriff. Both good. Thank you so much, Agri March. Both good on our end. If you're not seeing us, guys, it's on your end. Make sure that you just tweet your system there. As we move forward with the bad reporting, the sad news that we have to bring to you guys. As we move forward, GDF corporal reported to have died by suicide. Wow, you know. Terry Fraser, GDF corporal, reported to have died by suicide. This is very sad. This is very sad, and it begs the question as to us checking on our strong friends, checking and see what's up with everybody else. Terry Fraser is from Belladrum, West Coast, Berbice, guys. As it is right about now, there's not much details coming out of what persons believe to have been the issue, but the report is that Terry Fraser have died by suicide, and he's a GDF corporal, and we have to say our sincere condolences to his family. This is indeed going to be a difficult time for persons to go through. I don't want to even have to imagine how difficult this might be for all the people.
Thoughts and prayers with your family.
If you hear us shuffling around, you know what's up.
You
know the drill.
with your family. It's such a sad time, to see what's happening in our country. We wish we had better news to report, but this is what we have.
It's like one after the other, one after the other, one bad thing to the next. I feel like this morning is just going wrong with this news.
Yeah. Did you pass the story with the gentleman who pleaded guilty to murder
of Simon?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Some of the backstory as we circle back to that. Some of the backstory on that, just demonstrates how brutal, we can be to each other.
Yeah, inhumane.
To say the least. How very, very brutal we can be to each other, because when you read some of the backstory, morning guys, when we read some of the backstory on that piece, I don't know what was the status between them as paramours at that point, but what we do know is that her reputed husband took a taxi. The taxi driver said they knew each other, picked up that young woman in Commons Lodge, and in that taxi, just a couple of streets away from where he picked her up from, he stabbed her to death and dumped her body right there.
Yeah.
And protested his innocence up until this point.
Yeah.
My Lord. And that woman lost her life so easily. Like the woman yesterday in our minibus, she didn't know that when she was joining that bus, that was it. Simone didn't know when her reputed husband was coming to pick her up that day. The taxi driver said he heard somebody saying in the back seat. And then the guy in the car instructed him to go to a dark area on Commons Lodge Road, where he dumped her body.
And he just complied.
Right?
And he just complied. Life
in this country is so cheap. It's so cheap. That's the sad thing we have. It is so cheap. That's the sad thing we have. So these are just some of the issues we're following this morning. Just a couple of them that we are following. And like you say, in the case of the soldier who purportedly has committed suicide, our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family. It's such a sad state of affairs when you think about it. Such a sad state of affairs. Yep, and that's just some of the things happening around us.
It's crazy, and it's from one thing to the next. Like I just
said, because
now we're having to wait on DNA testing to confirm whether Mark Melville is the individual there, the body that was found. So that's another one with chops and all of that, and stuffed in a suitcase, then burned. At which point in time that a human being gets to that point to do that?
Yeah.
And these are the monsters that's walking among us,
Real start state of affairs. But go ahead, Judith, let me interrupt you much in the morning.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
A lot of foolishness happening. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, you know what went on there at the Harbor Bridge. So I just wanted to make a very light comment to the fact that I've seen reporting right about now that that the company has been notified of the damage to the Harbor Bridge.
Is it a Surinamese company?
Yeah, well, I can't. I'm actually.
I know it's a foreign country. Martinique.
Yes, if that's the way with Martinique. Company. That is the company that they're speaking about there right about now.
But that's the country, Martinique.
Yes, Martinique company. Actually, they've been notified by Martin administration that its barge, which collided with the Denmark Harbor Bridge on Sunday, is being detained here until further notice. So that's the part of reporting that I wanted to get to you guys. Absolutely crazy what went on there, but it just goes to show how simple it is to cause chaos and confusion in this country when it comes to thing. And a simple accident like that just shut everything off when it comes to traveling back and forth.
Part of the footage we saw with that yesterday was this what could have been a Harbor Bridge worker saying, "Brace it over," trying to direct the tug. That tugboat there. Just trying to say, brace it over. But, a little too late, apparently. It brings into question this common word you see people using, SOPs. Like, what are the SOPs when a tug is approaching that vessel?
Yeah, because it wasn't so long ago that we had a similar situation there. it was not so long ago that we had a similar situation there. So we definitely need to.
Yep. And that's what I kept hearing. Breaks it over, breaks it over. You know? But sad state of affairs indeed. A very, very sad state of affairs. And I think the guys are gonna help us to cue up one of those. But some of the things happening this morning, brace it over. It brings into question, as we said, some of the SOPs that goes into play.
Yeah.
That is executed when vessels are approaching that bridge. Because I mean, is that how it happens? Somebody top of a bridge shouting something. I mean, is that it? Right? Brace it over, brace it over.
Yeah, but he saw what was coming. He was just doing his part. Nobody can hear him if you had to think about.
Yeah, but like, what? It is left totally
up to the person's
the captain.
There, yeah. That's what it was. That's what it would appear to be.
Is there anybody who is below on the two sides directing them like an aircraft coming in with lights?
I hope it wasn't a brace it over guy. I doubt that.
Brace it over. Brace it. I mean, I don't know. But is brace it over like a marine term, like starboard, like what's the other one?
Port and starboard.
Port and starboard. Is it a term like that? Is it marine term? Brace it over. I mean, when I hear that term, I won't know like what to do. you hang left, you hang right. What does brace it over be?
I think that's a Guyanese terminology for something, but very, very crazy.
Yeah. And here, I think we have some of that.
Brace it over there, boy. Brace it over. Oh shit. What's going on here? Oh shit. Brace this shit over, boy. Brace this shit over, boy. Brace it over, boy. Brace it over. Brace it over. Brace it over. Oh shit. What kind of story is this? Yeah, clear there, boy. Where's that on there, boy? Where's that on there? Shit, boy.
Yep. Brace it over.
I was listening to that.
Brace it over. I mean, it's like shit at marine term. I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on the guys because I don't even know if those are
our staff.
Harbor Bridge staff.
But if the one that is speaking is a Harbor staff, but I would assume that at that point only staff should be allowed on the bridge anyway. So that would be a safe assumption. When the bridge is open to marine traffic, only staff should be there. All right, so we can make a safe assumption that that's a staff, but it just goes to show that there needs to be they need to revamp their SOPs, their standard operating procedures as to how they direct traffic when at that point.
Brace it over.
Yeah. And
brace it over. I hope that's how it started Tuesday in this country. Brace it over. We're different, that's how we can say. We're different. Brace it over. Yeah. Go ahead, Judy.
That should not be something that we should say. Guyanese and be done with it. It's unprofessional, I guess. We have to do better. SOPs needs to be revamped, especially when it comes to preventing those things from happening. The last bit I want to deal with in morning papers before we get into the brew is grade 6 results to be announced on Friday.
Wow.
I have a lot of friends that actually is awaiting that. One of my colleagues actually is awaiting that. MP Ram Sarup, he's awaiting that for his son. His son wrote the exam. I think he's more nervous than anything else.
But usually as parents we are. Usually as parents we are.
Yeah.
Quite a few things brewing this morning.
Quite late for that one, I have to say, because school is already opened.
Oh,
Yes. So anyway, let's move forward with that, and we're
so
gonna
you
get
mean
back to
like
that.
you see some people who are registered don't got the class somewhere?
I don't know. I don't
Sitting in the
know.
class waiting?
I was trying to figure that
Yeah,
out.
yeah. A lot of things happening internationally, including this one. There was a disputed election in Kenya. One of the things there is that they had an election petition that was heard expeditiously in the court system. The court came to a conclusion and they're moving on in the process. Uhuru Kenyatta, who's the president of Kenya, currently the outgoing president, Uhuru Kenyatta, he says he's ready now to hand over power peacefully. And all of this is but within a month of the petition being heard. The petition took about a week or two to be heard. That has concluded, and he said based on what the court has declared, he will now hand over power peacefully, and the fella who's coming in is ready to move on.
Yeah.
And so the Kenyans are demonstrating that
Oh, we could have been in this position.
elections can be disputed and litigated,
Yes.
and then you move on.
Finality.
Yep.
Come to a decision.
Apologies there.
Yeah. We're gonna be looking a little bit at what is going on here in Guyana.
Sorry, we get a little mixed up there. Yeah.
A bit later, but one of the things that I did want to mention about this particular case is the fact that the petition was heard very quickly, and it was done by the election audit was done by an independent agency. The election audit was done there, and the shirt is making me. The election audit was done by an independent agency that won the bid to audit the election. So it went out right away. It went out in the process and making sure that there was no
Independent people,
body was involved in that process. So when that report came in, we understand why person would say, they have XY difficulty, but this was done in a transparent manner.
Yeah,
so
very
they
much
can
so.
move forward with it.
Very much so. Here's the outgoing president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, and he is talking here about him ready to hand over power now to the gentleman who will succeed him.
Fellow Kenyans, on the 9th of August of 2022, Kenyans participated in an election that ushered in new leaders at all levels of our governance realm. Following a dispute in the presidential election, a petition was filed in our Supreme Court for determination of validity of the results, and the Supreme Court has today pronounced itself on this matter. When I was sworn in as your president, I made a pledge to the country, a pledge to uphold the rule of law and the decisions made by the judiciary on all matters appertaining to our governance. Today, the Supreme Court made a ruling on the presidential dispute, upholding the results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission on the 15th of August, 2022. And in keeping to the pledge that I made to uphold the rule of law when I took the oath of office, I commit to executing the orders of this court to the letter. The process of handing over is in progress through the Assumption of Office Committee, which actually has already begun its work as of August 10th, 2022. And indeed, it is my intention to oversee a smooth transition to the next administration, and all the necessary orders to facilitate this process have already been issued. And because democracy is a work in progress, I urge the country to respect the institutions that midwife our new leaders. And in doing so, I also urge citizens to constantly put them under scrutiny, for this is the civic duty of every single Kenyan.
Yep. Uhuru Kenyatta, the outgoing president of Kenya, folks. Yep. It is a civic duty of every citizen.
Kenya going somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I can say. Kenya is going somewhere. When you see the steps that were taken, the speed at which those decisions were met, and the fact that you have the outgoing president now given that bit because he said that this is the process that he is going to deal with. The petition was there already heard.
I will obey the courts.
Election audit completed.
Yeah.
Kenya is going somewhere.
That's what I'm doing. I will obey the courts. I will follow what they do. That sounds very annoying.
Yep.
Sounds very annoying. I will obey the courts, whatever the court says. We are law-abiding people.
Yeah.
We're not riggers. We are not dictators. We will abide by the ruling of the court. That's why they have the courts. People have a redress to the courts.
Well, I think
they have a resort to the court.
And when we look at our own, our own country and what's going on here, what you would see is that what was done there is that the election audit was done, then the election petition was heard, then the president, the outgoing president, made his speech to step down. Right? In Guyana, we have it all mixed up. we have it all mixed up. The petition not heard or anything like that. We have Mr. Green just stepped down saying that, well, based on the recount, and so that's something that he committed to and he's going to adhere to that. But because the petition was not heard prior, then you see the sluggish nature of that taking place right now. As though it will never happen.
Yeah, but we have a system that says the petition can only be heard when the result is declared.
Yep.
It's a backward, upside down.
That's the problem. That's our problem. That's our problem, right?
Elizabeth Narine from Sparkle City, South Carolina says, this happens when you understand the assignment.
Yeah.
And you know the country does not belong to you, but briefly hand it to you.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
Serve the people,
Yeah. Refreshing, very refreshing.
Definitely need to be
you see the Kenyan experience, and that country is moving forward. Yeah, and I say Uhuru Kenyatta is somebody I admired when he came in a lot of zeal, and as Elizabeth says, understood the assignment, and now he's moving all the way, so somebody else could pass. Yeah, so that's happening on that front, folks, and I think close in Trinidad and Tobago, them boys are playing. The teachers there, they've stayed away from work, right? Over a 4% hike in salaries.
Yeah, I understand. Way to go. I stand with the Trinidadian teachers.
Yeah. I see our teachers here, at least the union leaders, they do a lot of barking.
You got to stand for something.
Right? The teachers in Trinidad, they have stayed away. Oh, vex. Right? Oh, vex. We've gone forward. Maureen still on arm for it. Maureen, come with us, please, Maureen, please. Right, so the teachers in Trinidad are a little different. Say, I want to give me 4%? We can wait to hold our services. Who vex?
Well, the thing is about it, listen, and the fact remains that the only way you get real results and you actually get what you're asking for is if you hold one head how you approach this. The problem we have is, for example, even here at home in Guyana, you would see that the union calls for a strike, then some teachers strike, some teachers go to work. Once there is not a collective effort in actually getting a specific result, you're not going to get it. Right? So everybody have to hold one head. That's the only way it's done. You think if the public servants in this country decide that one day that we're going to work from today until we get a pay increase, you think they're not going to get a pay increase? But guess what? If a grouping decided they're going to do that, then you have a lot of them going to work and just making it bad for the ones that not going to work. And then instead of getting a pay increase, they're going to get penalties.
Someone suck up and so on, they stay behind and so on. Yeah.
And all they just have to understand that collectively, there's power in unity.
Go and see what's happening in Trinidad. Closer to home, folks, in the 592, they're telling us that the Court of Appeal should expedite the hearing of the petition
Correct.
that's before it right now. Because I don't know if they were listening to Justice Witt from the Caribbean Court of Justice, who was pointing out the fact that we seem to want to strike out the petition for, a delay in service for a day, a technicality, but nobody seems to be, worried about the urgency with hearing the petitions that have been languishing in the courts for over 2 years.
Correct.
That was Justice Witt from the Caribbean Court of Justice. He said there seems to be no sense of urgency. There's urgency in knocking it out for a frivolous reason, but no urgency in actually hearing the substance of the petition. And the Court of Appeal again is telling us that they're going to expedite the hearing. And I think within the next week, there's going to be that case management hearing, and then they move from there. Let's look and see how it goes,
Yeah.
Don't get excited about these things. This isn't Kenya.
We're not moving in that direction, is that apparently, sadly, but sad but true. But as we move forward, and because this is still on the election, this is still going to be so much this still have to do with the election petition and all of that, because it says the next bit that we're looking at is the AG asks GCOM for documents.
Yes.
The AG, the Attorney General, that guy, asks GCOM for documents used to claim fraudulent voting at the 2020 elections.
They got a lot of trains running on a lot of different rails. A whole label, because you got petitions in the court, one before the Court of Appeal, one before the CCJ right now. You got court cases at the magistrate level to do with election fraud, according to them. We know these are bogus, trumped up charges. FYI say he wants a commission of inquiry.
Yeah.
I know Adil says he wants, so it is, I don't know where this fits in. What he wants it for. He hasn't stated really, he just said he wants this data.
Yeah. He wants to go in every direction he possibly can go in. That's what's going on right now. The more confused he leaves the people, the better for him.
I want to go in the direction of valid votes in the ballot boxes, and not only valid votes, the statutory documents, and the other stuff. That's what I would like to have, especially on the East Coast. I know they tell us what's the campaign manager for the people in the East Coast. Incidentally, every ballot box in those communities that traditionally vote for the PPP, there were no statutory documents in it. Incidentally,
The East Coast.
right? So Anna should be telling us how that feat was accomplished.
Yeah.
Right? But incidentally, in the adjacent, the villages that vote traditionally, APNU, AFC, everything they inside.
No, it's
And very strangely, these guys say APNU, AFC wanted to rid. Every community, 47 boxes on the East Coast, have no statutory document. And like a stroke of luck, all those boxes belong to PPP strongholds on the East Coast, basically.
Yeah.
But in the APNU AFC, the regular is everything in the box.
But one of the things
It's the bizarrest,
yeah, correct.
of
One of the
things.
things that I have to say is that there's a bit of documentation that's been asked for right now. He says that he's in the AG asked GCOM for the documents that APNU AFC used to claim for the fraudulent voting at the election there. But persons need to remember, and I think you were the one that said this very, very often, is that it was none other than the information from the relevant agency as to whether or not these persons were overseas or whether or not these persons should be deceased and those things. So I know that the swing that you're trying to bring it with.
Yeah, and then she changed her mind and said she can investigate.
Correct.
Very interesting. But that is happening, folks. Some other stuff we're following locally. Who's Jennifer? Jennifer got a big contract here for the for what they say is breakfast for children. You get some bread and drink. Who's Jennifer? Jennifer got big work here.
Well, one of the things that I did know is because it said and I saw a lot of headlines saying that the education minister launches breakfast program, right? Launches breakfast program for grade 6 pupils. And How can you do this with a straight face? How is it that you go with a straight face and say that you're launching a breakfast? Bright idea. Children are going to get breakfast in school.
Bread and drink.
Did you not hear about the breakfast program prior?
Yeah, it says bread and butter and drink.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a breakfast program.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting to. I'm not even getting to
but
that.
But we've seen this repeatedly. They smash the program up.
Come on.
And then they go and launch back the same program. They smash up the transportation. Left the buses to get mass and mildew and rat, right? And then they go buy new buses and launch a transportation program for children. It's bizarre.
Guys, when it comes to, and we did say, when we spoke about the transportation, we did say that even when they're going into the communities with their supporters are asking for the 5B initiatives back. That they stop.
Yeah, that's why they're going.
Right? That's why they're going there. That's why they're going in the direction that they're doing it right now. And the 5B initiative as well, because I did know that they're saying for on the coast, on the coastline. So the 5B initiative, when it comes to breakfast, that is something that was done in every region, in every nook and corner. You could go up into the hinterland communities and find students getting breakfast and so forth there. So they have a long way to go to catch up. So they took like 100 steps backwards, and now they're creeping forward. So let's see how that goes. And when it comes to the nutritional facts and all of those things, that's different and so forth. Let's see how much money has been plunged into that initiative. But I have to say, the 5B initiative, they are in full agreement by their actions right now that it was the right direction to go in. The Ganja-led 5B initiative was the right direction. That's why they're coming back, and they're going back to every single last one of it, one by one.
Yep. Other stuff we follow locally, folks.
Yeah, this is crazy. AP and UFC calls for urgent government relief for families affected by the windstorm. And the problem is
Beirut on the East Coast.
Good. And the problem is, and how do you not call it as it is? There's no two ways to put it out. You do not leave a community that is perceived to not be your base unattended when something as severe as that happens. What do you leave people to say? You complain that people go out there and they try to post and they highlight when you are divisive in your approach and your policies and your methods, and then you continue to do things that spells it out very clearly. Why aren't the persons on the ground being given aid at this point in time?
Right away. Maybe because it's Beirut where black people live in.
And when people say that, persons are upset, but what else are you left to actually get
72 hours later,
that?
Right? People's houses destroyed by that freak storm there in Beirut. Right? This is what used to be somebody's house. The roof gone, the windows gone. It's just in bed.
Where's
exposed to the elements
Where's
here.
Government?
Right?
Why is it that the opposition have to call you to actually go and get aid?
And you know what? We want for all the people of this country what is rightfully theirs. If this had happened in Monrepo, if this had happened at
in Monrepo, let's go be clear. In Monrepo, somebody's pillory case get knocked down.
3 million.
$200,000.
3 million in pillory
for that. And this is somebody's home that got destroyed completely.
You can see it. It's a freak storm. People still waiting for shelter. Still waiting. Lord have his mercies.
Money was just found automatically lying around at State House apparently that time. Now what they got to do? They got to do assessment and see if the storm was naturally caused.
When people
what are they waiting on?
When people question this one real initiative,
then they're upset.
Right? I saw somebody run out from the private sector. What's the fellow's name? Mr. Boyer. I'm trying to remember his name.
Run out or send out? I don't know.
Nicholas Boyer. To say there's no emerging apartheid state, but then there's Beirut, Wachery. Right? You do the comparisons. And then rain is going to fall hard, and then you see handouts and so on. You had a big freak storm. You see in the video, people, roof, you can identify your roof maybe by the quality, the whatever, the zinc or whatever. Right? Hundreds of feet in the air. Zinc sheet hang up on the lampposts, the wires, and all kinds of worries. Those people had a taste of hell on earth right there. And their houses have been demolished, destroyed. by a freak of nature, right? And what's the situation, right? I see a little Harbour Bridge thing, right? Demanding brace it over properly. President done meet. Within the hour, even then at the bridge looking, he's not the engineer. He can't hold the bridge and bring it back together, right? But he meet Beirut yet.
The disrespect. It's
He
disrespect.
meet Beirut yet. You see that? And when you talk about the emerging apartheid state, them boys want to vex,
Yeah.
right?
It's embarrassing. I think shame on the administration and all its representatives.
Nobody meet Beirut
Shame
yet.
on all of them.
Yeah, a little thing, well, I social little thing. A building burning up, how the ministers converge. You had a terrible storm there in Beirut. People say you had what do you call it? A water spout or tornado, whatever you want to call it. Ripping up homes there. Nobody from the government take handle yet in Beirut. Nobody from the government and meet Beirut yet. Where the black people live in? Nobody. My Lord.
I think, and
Nobody.
those situations fuel persons' anger towards what is going on.
Yeah, the only problem with Beirut, the people on the black. And then the people want to come and talk about one Guyana. Look, take them, put it, look. Folks, there's Beirut, and then you got Santa Rosa Primary. Now you had 2 months plus school out.
Jesus.
2 months plus. No, I didn't take an assessment. What Marcy Hudson doing in this place, man? I'm a prayer manager and doing in this place. And all them other square pegs and wrong holes. They tell us Santa Rosa Primary, the students are now using a shift system to attend class because of the
dilapidated state of the building.
Yes.
That's what's cited as the reason. That's what it is.
right? We had 2 months. You know, 2 months, but we're too busy abusing all people on social media. The Minister of Education, the installed Minister of Education, too busy abusing all people on Facebook to attend to the real issues in education. Right? Real issues, too busy. You know?
It's as crazy as that.
Yeah, just as that. And why that's happening, folks? Oh my Lord, the economy. The economy, you know. Shambolics, economic shambolics. Brace it over. The PPP, Twitter, is like that barge. Right? And the economy is the Harbour Bridge. Right? And right now, all of us, citizens, we got to brace it over. Brace for impact. Because that's what's happening right now. It's their policies coming to the economy. And we got to brace it over. Right? And we on a collision course, right? We now feeling the impact of the collision, which is some of the things that you're going to point out that happened just over the last couple of days when this mid-year report was released by the Ministry of Finance. And I know you're going to walk us through some of it, Jarita, because this year, you know, what we're seeing is, as we said on a lot of program, I will be saying on a lot of programs, it's a series of unfortunate events. You got to brace it over. And you can tell us, Jarita, you can walk us through some of this. What happened with sugar? Huh?
You know, when you look at the numbers, it tells a very clear story as to what is going on with PPP's ability or lack of willingness to actually deal with sugar in a right manner.
The sugar down and sugar done.
Yeah. And it's as clear as what you're seeing there. You know, the projection is 11.8%.
That was the high hopes they had.
But that's a projected growth, mind you.
Yes.
That's what they projected to be the growth of the sugar industry. In actuality, the mid-year report is reported 55.9% as a contraction.
Wow, failure, fail grade.
So not only did it go in the opposite direction, it went steeply, rapidly in the opposite
They
direction.
embrace it over properly. They embrace it over. They embrace it over. Then we got rice, Jarita. You know, the high hopes to rice though.
Well, rice kind of mirrors in the opposite direction the projection from what they had. They had projected that at the end of the year you would have a growth of 25.1%, and rice at mid-year is reporting 22.4% contraction.
Yeah, brace it over. And then we got some other things too. We got fish.
Well, this in particular, this is a very sad piece because I feel like the administration is just pushing the concerns of the fisher folk aside.
Yeah,
And they believe
yeah,
that
they're
they
prawns.
they believe that they can just go and chuck a couple dollars in the pocket and be done with them because they have been complaining bitterly. A lot of work was put into the fishing sector when the coalition was in office. A lot of work.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
when it comes to the lack of respect that is meted
Yeah.
out to our fisher folk
Yeah.
by the Suriname authorities.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Everything done to them boys. Everything done. Brace it over. And then we think we got manufacturing. We got gold. Oh my. Right. Gold.
Well,
Brace it over.
what was interesting for me about gold, and it continues to be, is the fact that the projection there, as you've seen it, is 12.2%.
Yeah, I know.
It's that's 12.2% growth they had projected at the end of the year, and the mid-year report is now saying that there was a contraction of 1.5%. But more interestingly, when it comes to that particular number, is the fact that they're saying that this is due to actual declarations
Yeah,
from small
yeah.
and medium scale miners. If we were to take this at face value as they are reporting it, they're basically saying that the large companies are actually
Nonsense.
is the one that is actually doing the
Nonsense.
declaration
Brace it
and
over.
all of, but if we're to take it as is, again, it would be simply saying that
Yeah.
small and medium scale miners are suffering under the PVP administration. That is what they're actually saying.
Brace it over. Manufacturing. Even the number for manufacturing.
Yeah.
They didn't even have high hopes. They all said they expect improved performance.
They said that
Across
from
the subsectors.
manufacturing, they said that they're going to be expecting improved performance across all of the sectors because they were looking at things like sugar, rice, and other manufacturing.
Yeah. But overall, manufacturing took a hit. My God, brace it over.
Mid-year
Brace it over manufacturing.
11.4% down.
11.4%. And this is a snapshot of all of them combined. Sugar down, rice down, fishing down, manufacturing down, gold down. Brace it over.
Yeah.
Right? Them by hit this economy hard. This thing the flourishing on the Granger.
But it
Brace it over
no, but
on the PVP.
why it is important, I think
Tell us.
why it is important to look at that particular graphic, you will understand the reason why Guyanese are not feeling this GDP growth.
Oh yeah, y'all feeling it?
That they're reporting all the time. They're
You
reporting
feeling it? Brace it over.
this big GDP growth, and then you will understand why Guyanese are not feeling it when the sectors that Guyanese depend on are the sectors that are suffering. Everybody, depending on where you live, like
Yeah.
come on, when it comes to persons that live in Region 7, for example, persons depend tremendously on small and medium scale miners to actually to push that local economy. When you were seeing the contraction there, and also being told that it's because small and medium scale miners are actually not declaring. Simply, you were saying that the people suffering, they're not actually
Correct.
bringing in any gold. And
Correct.
when you're looking at other industries, sugar, for example,
Everything down.
what's going on with the persons that depend on sugar? We did note before that it was none other than the guy who had that saying that the problem in sugar is that they need to pay persons more and all of those things. We have a serious problem when we are
Big problem.
when the government is continuing to try to make you believe that these numbers of economic growth, the GDP, and those things are things that you are feeling, that you should be feeling as a people, when they know full well the sectors that most affect you are the one that is suffering. Those sectors are contracting, and they have not once formulated a proper strategy that is going to make sure that the resources from the sector that is booming, which is the oil and gas, actually gets into the pockets of the ordinary Guyanese. And that's the problem that we're facing right now. It's as crazy as that.
Yep. And as the gentleman in the bridge said, that's what we got to do, because
Royston Walter said they read the mid-year report upside down.
Yeah. Brace it over. That's all we can say. And because things are going to get worse. Right? You said this, the other economists out there saying it, things are going to get worse.
Especially when it comes to inflation. And I did say from very long, even at the level of the Alliance for Change, we did make the projection that the inflation rate at the end of the year looks like it's going to be well over 8%, as opposed to the 4.1, I believe, that they had projected. We did say that. I know the mid-year report did talk about the inflation rate also. They had to admit that at mid-year they had already surpassed the inflation rate that they wanted at the end of the year and all of that. But they're not going out there and they're not speaking about that. They're not speaking about those things. It was none other than Bar Jagdio said that, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that. Our method is a bit inflationary, but whatever. Let's
brace it over.
And the one sure way of making sure that persons have the disposable income to deal with this to some extent is not happening. You're not hearing any conversation about increase in wages and salaries that's coming from them. We're hearing a whole lot of talk on the outside about persons saying that if you increase persons' wages and salary, that's going to cause more inflation and all of those things. When persons should be looking at actually not bringing more money, but directing the money that you're already spending in a different direction, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot to discuss.
And they give you guys another sense of this. This is what the mid-year report telling us. This is the PPP numbers. They've failed tremendously with sugar. They have failed with rice. They have failed in the fishing sector. They have failed in manufacturing. They have failed with gold. Total failures. But thanks to the Granger administration that designed the framework, the kinds of oil and gas policies largely that are underpinning the economy right now, is oil and gas fetching everything. Yeah. If they had to come in and do oil and gas, we'd be suffering terribly now because we want to be learning a sense of oil and gas.
I'm interested. I'm interested to know.
Sugar down, rice down, fish down, manufacturing down, gold down.
Yeah.
Fail.
I'm interested to know. I'm interested to know what is the private sector saying after this mid-year report, because and this is something, like we said, guys, we could never bring you all the conversation when it comes to the mid-year report in 1, 2, 3 programs. It's going to take us
we gotta spread it out
a week or two to get all the information in there. But one of the things that I want to hear is the comments coming from the persons in the private sector, because the mid-year report speaks volume to the growth of the private sector against the growth of government and who is actually expanding and who isn't.
Now is when you need to see those statements, because when you have the 2-year anniversary or the year 1 anniversary, you see lots of statements. Oh, the Ali government is doing well. I saw CIOG issued a statement, good leadership and so on. Now it's time to speak, because this is the anatomy of the country. This is the anatomy of the economy, and it's pure fail grade A, right? But in a system like ours, put them by the next class, man. Put them in the next class. Let it go forward, right? Fail. Sugar fail, rice fail, fishing fail, manufacturing fail, gold fail. Right? Fail it. Among other things, there's just a couple of people up there. Yeah. As the Judah said, we're going to be rolling this out for you over the next few programs that we have.
You got to soak it. The person got to actually soak it and understand.
Soak it in.
Understand what it means. Understand what it means, and never forget. Never forget, one of the most important things is that before 2020, the Granger administration from 2015 to 2020 actually survived without oil.
Yeah.
Imagine what would have been the state of the economy the PVP had to survive without oil.
Struggling to keep up. That's our time, folks. That's our time. Smash that emoji button, share the live for us, ensuring others get valid, credible information as well, folks, and partner with us so that we can continue to do the work. You see, to put this thing together, it takes time, it takes research, it takes effort, guys, and it takes finances as well. So partner with us, smash that emoji button, share the live, and go ahead and be great today. Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys. It was lovely to be with you this morning and have the conversation that we always have. So go ahead. We're going to be seeing you back this midday and then this evening in the ring.
Go ahead and be great, folks. That's our time. Stay safe.